Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode. When I first bought the 84 T-Top Grand National, the interior was bare. There was only a dash, driver's seat, and lower sail panels. There were no door panels, the headliner was toast, rear seats were gone, and no additional plastics came with the car. But $3,800 for a recently running real Grand National with only 35,000 miles. It was an easy decision to buy. But it forces the question, with only 2,000 of these made, where am I going to find the right interior for a good price? Thankfully, the GBody platform has a lot of interchangeability. Even though the color was different, I was able to find an entire interior kit from a 1985 Monte Carlo, carpet to headliner, dash to package tray, all for $500. Now, not everything can be swapped over, but in today's inflation-filled market, can you imagine paying $100 plus per panel and still find that even though they're the right color, they're brittle, scuffed, and flaking? No way. So with my tan interior in hand, I learned quickly what parts can be swapped over and what can't. Things like the dash, seats, carpet, and upper sail panels do not change over to the Buick Regal platform. But not to worry, I'm keeping the existing dash. I found a great set of seats. Carpet was already in the trunk, and I scored both upper sail panels for only $100, shipped to my door. Let me show you what it took to get the interior from this to this. Thanks for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Glad to have you aboard with me. Let's get to it. So with the plans for reassembly on the way, I needed to find an interior really quickly, and that's where the GBody Forums came in real handy. I found the entire interior from an 85 Monte Carlo, bought it for $500, and I'm gonna use most of it to put together the interior of the car. The door panels, the lowers, the computer covers, things like that, those are things that I can use and I plan to as well. Now, while I was in Pennsylvania, there was some Lear Siegler seats available, and I had to jump on those, but there's a hitch. There is some work that needs to be done. Let me show you what that is. So here they are. I got a set in really great condition. The rear seats are perfect. The fronts are supposed to be perfect, but except for two areas. I'm missing the Turbo 6 logo on the passenger on the passenger seat. And on the driver's seat, that bolster has worn away. So I'm gonna need to replace the bolster here. And this is where most 84 owners find themselves. You know, you have a bolster that's bad. You don't want to replace the entire seat cover set because of one bad bolster. So what do? I went out to SMS Auto Fabrics, and they have a material that's very close. I wouldn't say it's a perfect match, but I'd say it's very close to the 84 Lear Siegler seats. So we're gonna use that fabric on these bolsters to get them freshened up. And instead of having new fabric on this side and old fabric on that side, what I'm gonna ask them to do is replace both bolsters. So replace that and that, replace here and there. So we'll have a fresh seat as we're looking at it on the driver's side. Now, there may be some, comparison issues here to there, but the good part is that's the side of the seat. The doors open wide on our Buicks, so I'm not really that concerned with somebody seeing a mismatch from the side view. I think it's much more important to get a good looking front view. As you're about to sit in there, having these bolsters match and look great, that's my priority. So let me get this over to my upholstery guy. We'll get this taken care of soon. And then as I let that bake, I can start to work on the doors, the T-tops, and the rear shelf panel, get those slicked in. All right, so I got news on the seats. Here's the update. This is the fabric that SNS sent me. SMS, I should say. And here is the original fabric this is the Brandon cloth on the seat. They're a little bit different. This one has more of a green hue to it over that one, and I'm just not comfortable putting it on there, especially when it's going to be sitting next to an original seat that looks like that. So the plan is to take the sides from the back seat and put it in the bolsters on the driver's side where it looks a little raggedy. On the embroidered piece here, unfortunately, the only way for them to repair that would be to take off this entire leather piece. And I'm not feeling that. I have another seat back in the garage that's close enough. It's not as perfect as this one, but it's close. And I'm gonna use that instead. So we have a path forward on the seats. We've got maybe about a week and a half, and we'll be all set afterwards. All right, so 4 bolts, and now we can get our driver's seat out. Let me show you what we have in the way of seats. Finally got it back from the upholsterer. I say finally, they took 1 day to get it back, so they're awesome. And I plan on using them again whenever I need something. All right, let's get these out of here. Yep. That. Oh no. Okay. I need 2 hands. Here we are. So we got the rear seats in really good condition. Driver's seat, finally done, bolster replaced. And then my passenger seat. So it looks good with the exception of the embroidered Turbo 6 logo. I got a plan for that, but I'm just gonna celebrate the fact that we now have a set of seats that are good enough to go into the car. With everything looking good right now, we'll get carpet and we'll get seats in right now. I have 2 complete sets of Lear Siegler seats, and I have big plans for these. I will choose and pick the nicest stock seats to go into this car, and the other rough set, that'll get recovered and put into Astro Roof. The new seat did not come with seat rails, and the hinges were uninstalled, so I have to swap everything over to my best looking set. Both driver and passenger side rails were rusted solid. So I used WD-40 to free everything up, blasted the rails, painted, and re-lubricated them so that they're ready to install. And this is the next day. Here we go. Driver and passenger seat are ready to reinstall in the car. And here's how everything turned out. Loving the way these seats look and feel. Now I know I'm a far ways away from being done, but I wanted to get out and enjoy it for a little bit. It's so sweet seeing this car come together. Thanks for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Talk to you in the next one.